This is Galata Tower, one of the most visited spots in Istanbul, but most tourists leave feeling like they overpaid. I live here, and today I'm telling you what those other videos won't. So before you buy the ticket, watch this. So let me give you a quick history of this tower because it makes the visit so much more interesting. Galata Tower was built in 1348 by the Genoese. They were a powerful Mediterranean trading civilization, and it was originally designed as a defensive stronghold. Before that, there was actually a Byzantine structure on the same spot, so this place has been important for centuries. After the Ottoman conquest of Constantinople in 1453, the tower took on different roles over the years: a fire lookout, briefly an astronomy observatory, even a storage facility. The tower was damaged by fires multiple times during the Ottoman period and went through several restorations. That iconic conical roof you see today actually came from one of those restorations in the 1800s. It wasn't part of the original design. Then, in the 1960s, the Istanbul municipality restored it again and turned it into what it is today, a tourist landmark with 360-degree view platform. It's now UNESCO recognized and visited by millions of people every year. In 2026, the ticket price for foreign tourists is 30 euros per person. And in fact, as many of you already know, that many museums in the city are increasing their prices every year. And I mean every single year. But when it comes to Galata Tower, this is one of the very few museums in Istanbul that for several years it has maintained its same price. And that happened after the very last big restoration about maybe 3 years ago. As soon as it opened again, it has maintained the same price, 30 euros per person. So we will not be expecting any kind of surprises regarding the prices here. But if you already have the Museum Pass Istanbul or the Museum Pass Turkey, then there is no need to purchase an extra ticket for this museum because it's already included here. So the only thing that you are going to do before entering, you are not going to stop at this ticket office. You will go directly to the main entrance of the tower. You will show your pass and they will scan it for you. On the day of your visit, directly from the ticket office just outside the tower, if you already have your Museum Pass Istanbul or Museum Pass Turkey, no need to do anything and just show that at the entrance of the tower and the staff will read your card. And here's my local tip for you. Galata Tower is one of the few monuments in Istanbul that sells tickets through an official government website with no extra fees. Just go to muse.gov.tr, link is in the description box and pinned comment. Click on e-ticket, select Istanbul, then Galata Tower, and your ticket goes straight to your email and is valid for 90 days from the date of purchase. And the other option is that also you might find some other websites online that are selling these tickets. These are usually third-party companies selling them. But I will tell you something, these are selling them much more expensive than the real price that you can get here directly from the ticket office or even directly from the official website of the museums in Turkey. So, and even some of them might not even be legit, so you are at risk of getting scammed. So my best advice as a local here, it will be either buy your ticket directly on the day of your visit directly from this ticket office, or if you already have your Museum Pass Istanbul or Turkey, that's another great option, or just buy them directly online but from the official website that I already showed you before. Also, so you can plan out accordingly your visit to this beautiful museum. The tower is open daily from 8:30 in the morning till 10 p.m. So if you like even sunsets, that's a great time also to visit the tower and to go all the way up to the observatory deck. And when is the best time to actually come visit the tower? As a local and as my own experience living here in the city for already a decade, for 10 years, I have realized that if you visit during weekdays, that will be your best chance to avoid the huge crowds. Why? Because usually on weekends, and especially on Sundays, is when the tower or this area in general is not only crowded with foreign tourists, it is also crowded with locals because they love also to go around the city, see their monuments and so on. So if you want to enjoy this area much better, it's better doing it during a weekday. Obviously, if you come during the low season of tourism in the city, which is usually in winter, starting November all the way to January, February, even sometimes March, then you won't find lines to enter the tower. However, if you visit during the summer season, which usually is between June all the way to August and September, you might be able to find plenty of people trying to enter here. And sometimes the line is huge, especially if you visit in the evening. So sometimes it might take like an hour, even an hour and a half to enter. I remember one time it took me 1 hour to enter. It was very hot outside, it was quite hot. So waiting that time in line with the heat when it's very hot, it's quite uncomfortable. So that is why I'm telling you, if you don't have a preference, if you want to visit during the daytime, nighttime, or during sunset, just come as early as possible. Another important question that many of you might have is that if you purchase your ticket online or already have a museum pass Istanbul or Turkey, if you can skip the line to enter the tower. There is the thing, you will skip the line for the ticket office, obviously, but you will not be able to skip the line to enter the tower. You still have to line up with the rest of people waiting to go to the observatory deck. So just keep that in mind. And finally, how long will it take you to visit the tower if you plan to come? It will take you between 1 hour to 1 hour and a half. And 1 hour and a half will be if you also decide to explore the exhibitions in the lower levels or lower floors of the tower. So if you decide to do that, it will take you close to 1 hour and a half. But if you decide to visit only the observation deck, then 1 hour will be more than enough, even sometimes much less. Now we're entering to Galata Tower, and the only thing is that you need to walk all across here and then you will find the entrance. And for the people who wishes this, there is also an audio guide available. You just read this QR code and you'll be able to get it. As you could see, also there are some lifts available. So in case that you are someone with mobility restriction, or you're just somebody who doesn't want to waste energy on going all the way up to the tower, to the observatory deck, you can take them and they will take you to the last level of the tower available. And remember, still there is one other level, one other floor where you still have to go up with a staircase, because let's remember that this is a medieval tower. So this is like the last level where the lift can go through. You still have to go through some staircases, so you just have to keep that in mind in case that you have some mobility restrictions. And here we are finally in the 7th level or 7th floor of the Galata Tower, and this is where we can actually see the observatory deck and enjoy the beautiful views of the tower and the city from above. As you can see here, also we have available some binoculars, so also you can have all the beautiful views from the city. You can find like 5 of them, so you can enjoy. And this is the last staircase to go to the observatory deck. And finally, we are here. And these are the beautiful views we can enjoy from the top of Galata Tower. To be honest, in my opinion, and this is something that I have visited this tower for so many times during these 10 years of living here in Istanbul, and I never get tired of these views. I'm a person who really enjoys city views, and especially through places such special like this one, a medieval tower that also was a very important, it was a key point for the conquest of Constantinople. So it makes it even more special. So yes, I just love this. And now that we have already taken in all the views of the city from the observatory deck, you have two options to exit the tower. Either you can take the lift once again where you came from, and it will take you directly to the first level of the tower, and you don't have to check like the other exhibitions. Or if you want to check them out, you have to take all the staircases and check them out. So for this video, I will be taking the staircases so I can show you what else you can find inside the tower. And don't just rush down the stairs. The spiral staircase itself is worth paying attention to. You're walking through original genuine stonework that has been there for centuries. Take a second to slow down and actually look at the stones and the arches around you. That's the real medieval character of this tower right there. On the lower floors, you'll also find interactive screens where you can explore photos, videos, and interesting facts about the tower's history, different periods, how it looked over the centuries, and how it fits into Istanbul's skyline as we know it today. It's a nice touch, especially if you are into history. You'll also learn about Hazarfen Ahmed Çelebi, one of the most fascinating stories connected to this tower. According to legend, this Ottoman aviator jumped from the top of Galata Tower in the 17th century and glided all the way across the Bosphorus. The exhibit has replica wings, illustrations, and panels that tell us the full story. Whether you believe the legend or not, it's a great story. Probably you're someone that after watching this video still you believe that maybe it's not worth paying for the Galata Tower, or you're just not interested, and that's totally fine. But in case that's not your cup of tea, then I want to share another place that it could be like a nice alternative, especially if you're traveling to Istanbul on a low budget and you're looking for a budget-friendly option. Then I will show you another cafe that is located on the rooftop. It is just 1 minute away from the tower, and you can have pretty much the similar views from the tower. So let's go check it out. And as I promised you, I already brought you to this cafe which has amazing views of the city and pretty much are similar to the ones that you can enjoy from the top of Galata Tower. This is one of the very few cafes that you can still find affordable prices, but to be honest, don't expect that around this area will be that you can find much more affordable prices. Let's remember that this is one of the most tourist areas in Istanbul, and therefore the prices are much higher. But this is one of the rooftop cafes where in the area where you can find a little bit cheaper prices compared to many other ones. Of course, you might find other rooftop restaurants, but they are already on the mid-budget to even high-end budget. So if you're looking for something that is budget-friendly, this is your best option with similar views, because there are some other smaller ones, but you will not get like the views if that's what you're looking for. And as you can see also, we have the Galata Tower just right here. These views are beautiful. I remember when I first came to this cafe, it was maybe like 9 or 10 years ago, and I was just stunned by the beautiful views of the Galata Tower. And ever since, when we are around this area, or some of my friends or people visiting Istanbul, if they ask me where can they have beautiful views with not too expensive prices compared to this area, then most of the time I suggest this place. So you can have some dessert, even some tea. The tea is about 150 liras per cup, big cup, and the desserts you can expect to pay between 500 to 800 Turkish liras per dessert. For example, here we have my San Sebastian. As you can see here, this is what I got. I didn't want it with the chocolate sauce because it's too heavy for me. So the simpler, the better for me. So this is my cheesecake. And this is the cup of Turkish tea I got. So this is the size, is the big size. So this one was 150 liras, and my cheesecake 550 Turkish lira. So I will enjoy everything with these beautiful views. It's so creamy. Now here is my verdict. Should you visit the Galata Tower or should you just skip it? In my opinion, and I will be very honest, if you have the budget and it is your very first time in Istanbul, I will highly suggest to visit it. This is one of the places that will give you some of the most beautiful views of the city. And not just that, but also you can be on top of a tower that it is very important in history. It is a medieval tower. It has been standing for centuries, even since the Byzantine time. So you can imagine how old this tower is. And also it was a key place for the conquest of Constantinople. So if you are a history lover and also you like to enjoy views from above, this is the perfect place for that. And also remember what I said at the beginning, that a lot of tourists leave feeling like if they overpaid for this monument. Well, I think that this happens because they went in without knowing what to expect exactly from this monument. But now you do. Thanks to this video, now you have a wider idea of what you can find inside and if you really want to pay for it or not. And now I would love to hear it from you, because also your opinions are very important. Will you pay for this monument or not? And also you can share your thoughts. So now you know exactly what to expect from Galata Tower. No surprises. If this helped you, subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. I live in Istanbul and this is what I do. And if this is your first time visiting the city, I already made the perfect guide for you. 3 days in Istanbul, everything you need to know, and the link is right up here. See you in the next video. Bye bye.